So I wanted to make a quick video to give a shout out to Rode, basically, that's done something kind of cool and definitely unexpected. Now, if you watch YouTube videos or if you make them, you're going to be familiar with the brand because they make a whole bunch of microphones for different types of situations. In particular, wireless microphones like this kit here, which is the Rode Wireless Micro. They have other models, much more expensive. This is their more affordable one at $130, something like this. Now, it's a standard kit with two microphones, so you can interview people, and a receiver. Now that receiver is USB-C only, so it's great. You can plug it into a PC or your phone and record interviews, videos, whatever. But the limitation with this system is that it doesn't really work very well if you have a DSLR, mirrorless camera, anything with a 3.5mm input. Now, so far, that's fairly standard, right? It's the more affordable option. There's going to be a limitation. But recently, the company sent out an email to people that own the kit saying, oh, just to let you know, we've made a new a new receiver for this kit, and now it'll work with digital cameras and anything with a 3.5mm input. Okay, so how much does this thing cost? No, the company was, we're giving this to you. This is free. You've got a coupon code. Go to our website, put the code in there, and then we're going to send you this product. All you have to do is pay the shipping. So, okay, it wasn't entirely free, but I paid €6, which is like $7 US, £5 British, and it came in about 4 days. Now, to me, that's pretty impressive. Just out of the blue, unexpected, here you are, free upgrade to your existing system, which you may already be enjoying. So let's take a look at what came in the kit, first of all. So obviously you have the receiver itself. Now, this is much more like Rode's other wireless systems, like the Rode Wireless Go, has that square format, unlike the oblong microphones on the Rode Wireless Micro. And it has a clip. So that clip means it can go on a belt or something like this, but actually much more importantly, that clip is the same size as a cold shoe mount. So you can slide it into cold shoes on your camera and stuff like this. And there's all the usual sort of cables and all the rest of it so you can get going. So that alone is pretty cool. Who doesn't like a nice free upgrade? But what's worth mentioning is that there is a little bit of setup required in this. Now, it's not complicated, but there are definitely a few things you're going to want to know to get this thing going. So why don't we take a look at that now, and I can show you how to get it set up seamlessly, and you'll be recording new audio with your mirrorless camera in, well, I won't say seconds, maybe a couple of minutes. Now, the very first thing you're going to want to do is make sure that the firmware on your Rode Wireless Micro system is up to date. Now, if you're like me and you saw this and you see that it's got the USB-C port on the back there, maybe you sort of thought that you could just plug this in, open Rode Central, and it's going to recognize it, and away you go. Now, this kit works a little bit differently. What you're actually going to want to do is when you open your kit, you're going to look for this guy, which is your USB-C receiver, and that's the thing that you're going to want to plug into your PC. And once you plug that into your PC, Rode Central is going to recognize it. Then you take your microphones out, and those will pop up on Rode Central too, and you can check all the firmware available on all three of those things. Now, it's something you should be doing regularly anyway, in my opinion, just because Rode has another good habit of actually unlocking new features and adding functionality, bug fixes, that kind of thing. But once you've checked that in Rode Central, you're actually good to start pairing. So let's take a look at that step of the process, which is actually pretty straightforward, but you're definitely going to want to make sure you get it done and get it done in the right order. Okay, so once you have your transmitter turned on, the LED will show red, and that's just telling us that it's currently unpaired. If you flip it over, and you will see a little button with what looks like a small chain next to it. Press and hold that, and the receiver will enter into pairing mode. Take out your first microphone, and then actually you can take both of them out at the same time. And then it's going to start searching for unpaired microphones, which obviously both of these are. So if we just give it a second and look, there it is, we're all paired, and we're pretty much good to go. And we're all set up and ready to get this working with other cameras. So let's give that a shot now. So to demonstrate, I've got it connected here to a GoPro via the media mod, and the wireless micro is plugged into the camera with the 3.5mm cable coming out the back. And we're getting some pretty good levels. So we know that the signal's coming in, and that's it. We're kind of all set up and ready to record with the new receiver. And there's actually even more good news. So with the original receiver, the USB-C only one, if you wanted to adjust the gain control or switch between split and merge mode when recording two voices, so you could have them as one stereo file or each voice on a different channel for easier editing later, you could do that, but you had to do it through one of the apps, Rode Reporter on the phone or Rode Central on phone and desktop. But with the new receiver, you can actually do some of that right here on the device. So if you just want to change the gain control, you have a button here you can click and it will go through 3 modes of gain control. If you just do a long press, you'll see the lights change, and long press again, and it'll tell you that you're in a split and merge mode without having to open the app. So the one thing to note is the gain control is only applicable to the TRS out, so the analog out, not the digital mode. But it's all stuff you can do right here on the device. And it does also work with digital connections as well. So in theory, with just this, you can take this one receiver and you don't need the other one at all. You can actually use this to connect to your phone directly or a camera, both at the same time, without, unlike the other receiver, which only lets you choose digital and nothing else. So I thought, there was a worry that maybe this would just be analog only, but it isn't. So there's actually even one more bonus feature, which is the receiver has plug-in power detection, which means when you connect it into your camera and then you plug the cable in, it will detect when there's microphone activity, turn the device on, and then when you disable the camera or turn it off, the device will turn off itself. So it kind of turns off and on in tandem with your camera if you want it to, and that's really good for extending battery life and just keeping things easy so you don't have to remember to turn things on or off. All in all, this has turned out to be a really, really good perk for those people that invested in the wireless micro early on. It does say on the email that I received that if you buy a new device, you can add the receiver to your cart for free, but it does say in small print, not applicable in the US. So you definitely want to speak to a Rode representative if you're thinking about getting one of these. If you don't have one already, you can just go directly to Rode.com, add the Rode wireless micro to your basket, and then you'll want to find the receiver, which is a separate item. Add that to your basket as well, and it will be automatically discounted to $0. If you already have one, you just need to register your warranty in your account section of Rode.com, and that way you'll be able to redeem your receiver. Either way, it's amazing to see a company like Rode doing something like this where it didn't necessarily have to. They could have sold this as an aftermarket upgrade accessory. Would have been really unsurprising if they did do something like that, but they didn't. And it just shows a lot of goodwill on their part, and it really adds some great customer value to a product that was already pretty good. If you already own the Rode Wireless Micro, this is fantastic news. And if you're on the fence, I'm pretty sure this is going to help swing your decision. The most important thing is we get out there and create and use these devices to the full. So happy recording.